Gorgeous art still stops a scroll. Beautiful images still stop a scroll. A still image of art that makes someone go, oh, will stop a scroll. That is the great news for you as an artist. If you have a piece that feels like a wow, I bet it is, it will cause your friends, your family, and people who don't know you to stop and comment. A wow piece still draws a comment, even without a whole lot of story going with it. When I see something that makes me say wow, I literally will say like, oh my gosh, wow, gorgeous, even if I haven't read the story behind the piece. And I bet you're the same way. Now, everyone doesn't have the same reaction to every piece. That's what makes us, that's a wonderful thing about art. It draws different reactions from different people. But gorgeous art will still stop a scroll. Then you're like, oh, great. That means what? Every piece of art I make has to be like a home run? No. You can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. So you're sharing your art, and some of your pieces are going to be home runs. And you guys know what I mean by that. There's just pieces that when you're done, you're like, that turned out way better than I had hoped. And I'm so grateful. And then there's others that you're very proud of. You're very satisfied with it, but it has less of that wow factor for whatever reason, for various reasons. This is where thinking about cropping, detail shots, and carousels are huge for you as an artist. And they feel very organic and they actually work really well. So I've told you a little bit about in the past about sharing the story behind your art, how creating an emotional connection is so huge. It's huge for artists to get to share, and it's also so significant for that emotional attachment and connection for someone else to want to buy your art. But if you notice human behavior, your own or others, we as humans are not super likely to read with our short attention spans a long chunk of text. We might not even click on the caption. We just see the image and we might not even be intrigued enough to click on the caption to read through. But a carousel, you see those like little dots that let you know, oh, I could swipe and see more. I almost always swipe. I can say that. And if there is some text on the image, I am naturally going to read it. And if you're like me as an artist, you're like, oh, I don't want to put words on my art like all the time. So I get that. I don't either. I want to be able to see the art, right? As artists, we're like, I want to see the texture. I want to see the brush strokes. I want to see the details. I don't want there to be words covering up that part. I get that. So what I like to do and what I've recently done so that I can tell the story is I will do first image. It's a beautiful wow, either cropped or the full painting, right? That I just love. That's the kind of the cover image. Then the next one, I might repeat the exact same image, but I put text on top of it that begins to tell the story. I'm either telling the story about the piece itself, like maybe it's process, like I'm sharing my process. I'm sharing how I built up layers. I'm sharing the story behind what inspired it. If it was a commission, I'm sharing the story about the people in the commission, or my collectors, whether there's humans in the subject or not. I'm sharing about what I was thinking about when I'm painting it. Or I'm sharing maybe even about one thing I love about this piece or this commission or that I love about commissions is the ability to capture a moment in time. And then in like one or two sentences, then you swipe to the next one. Another image could be video or still. That's a detailed shot or a different part of the same painting, perhaps. And I tell something else about it.